Okay, Starbound episode 40. Oh, let me close this. I want to move the camera. There we go. Is live.
We are live, and now that we're live,
What's up, Sean?
What's up, man? It's been a minute.
We got our coffee.
Playboy, as you can see, we are in person together, so
We're
that's
in
a
person
lovely,
here.
beautiful thing. Before we get started, let me go check.
All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Kevin Only podcast. As you can see, Sean and I have gathered here in person, which we have, we haven't seen each other in person for a little while now. So it's nice to be able to, chat. And sometimes I feel like the live communication is the energy. It's like nice to be able to like bounce back and forth while on the same couch. You know what I'm saying?
Sounds great to me.
Okay, good.
We're talking about energy.
Yeah,
now we can bounce off of each other. You know what I mean? I can be like, "Oh my God, Kevin!
All right,
did you hear about this thing?"
All right, boy, shift to your side of the couch.
Ouch.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want to get punched.
I don't like the amount of space between us, actually.
No, I know. I kind of thought it was like that too, but then when I looked at the composition, it was like kind of weird when we like sat closer.
This feels.
That's what I'm saying. So like,
this is weird.
I know this is like a bigger table than we're used to. So
nah, we got a little bit more like wide dimensional space in this particular setting. So.
Exactly. But here we are.
Yeah, man. Here we are back. We're currently in DC metro area.
Yes, sir. The DMV.
It's humid. I ain't gonna lie. Like I remember it always being hot here over the summer, but
yeah. I feel like the biggest difference between like LA and DC is the humidity.
Yeah.
And like the fact that like during the day, in DC, it's like a hot day, humid day, like your armpits are sweaty, right?
Oh yeah.
And then at night,
I got my armpits out actually.
And then because it's impossible not to get sweaty. And then at night, it's still hot, like so humid.
I was going to bed and my bed's starting to soak a little bit from just my sweat. I'm like,
and you might get lucky with like a few or a little bit of wind at night.
Yeah,
but like that's
windows open,
right? And then in LA, no matter what, every night it's cold.
Every night. Yeah, the breeze is. LA doesn't have any humidity really.
Yeah, it's dry heat. So even if you wear a jacket in the daytime, your pits don't get sweaty.
Yeah.
And then like at night, you're already fitted up fully with your jacket on.
And if you're outside in LA, there's always, I feel like, a breeze kind of coming by, so you'll be fine.
But sometimes at night here, it's like I didn't wear a jacket in the day because it was too humid, and then I'm cold at night. If it's a cold night, but sometimes it's a hot night, so I don't even need it anymore.
Yeah, when I got here, it was like back-to-back hot nights. Yeah, I was like, oh, it's humid. Like I'm feeling. I got 2-3 fans circling me.
I know.
It's that southern. That southern heat. It's weird.
There's a lot that I missed about DC that I realized when I came back. Yeah, I was like, wow, I missed like the trees here, because like in LA it's like the desert, there's not that many trees. There's some imported ones. Yeah. When we went up to Oregon, that was cool to see all those trees and stuff like that.
Yeah, Oregon I think is maybe even on the plane of America. I think it's the most similar to us on the west.
I think so too.
Because it's very green over there as well.
Yeah, but they're like the pointy trees.
Yeah, no, they got like big. There's a lot of trees over there.
Exactly. But the trees here, like they're all around. It's like so green. It's like
a lot more nature-y. That's all I always notice when I drop down. I'm like, whoa, there's way more.
The oxygen,
like woods.
Is like I feel like there's more oxygen here.
There's more oxygen here, which sometimes messes me up because
my allergies here though. Every summer, spring, it's just like pretty bad. I don't know. I don't think it's the cats because I got like an allergy test. But like,
you're not allergic to cats?
I think it's like a specific type of tree in the area. Because like on the West Coast, I don't usually like sneeze or cough. And then like growing up here, I'm like, oh, there's always something. There's always sniffles. Yeah. There's always something. Yeah. So
when I was in like one of the earlier times when I just started moving to LA, I got so acclimated to the environment there that when I came back, my skin got really dry and I was getting all these allergies. And I feel like, I don't know. the environment is literally different. So you have to reacclimate to Maryland and then reacclimate to
because like Los Angeles. When I first got back here, in one of the episodes, you could probably see I have like acne, and I was like, oh, this is because like I jumped from like the LA weather to like the DC weather, and like my skin wasn't used to it anymore. Yeah. Now I think it's like better, so because it like acclimated. Yeah. But
that first couple of days, it was like,
it was rough.
Looking crazy.
It was rough. Yeah. But what have you been up to, bro? Catch me up.
Dude, there's a lot. I picked up a new beef this week. Okay, so I'm currently on my vacation. So I just spent a week in Erie, Pennsylvania, because I got some friends out in Erie.
Yes, sir.
And then I'm spending another 2 weeks here in Maryland, kind of just catching up with family and friends, and just kind of being back at home. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And then I'm going to spend another week in Orlando to do, Disney World, Universal. That part's going to be a lot of fun. It's like all the parks there.
I still got to go to like the Harry Potter world in
Florida. In Florida?
Yeah.
It's better than the one in California.
I haven't been to that one either, but I've only been to Avengers Campus in Cali.
That's right, we did go.
But like I haven't been to the Harry Potter world yet, or the Harry Potter world in Florida. I'm not sure which one I should go to.
I'm guessing the Florida one's slightly more expensive, but it depends. It's whatever.
Yeah, there's different attractions at each. Because like Avengers Campus is on the California Disneyland.
Yeah.
But it's not.
I think it's the only. They might have one in France, but there's only one Avengers Campus in all of America.
And it's not at Disney World in Florida, so.
Not yet, at least. I'm sure they're coming up with something.
Cool. They would have like the live like actors like fighting and stuff like that. I thought
word?
And, Avengers Campus.
Oh, at Avengers
Campus, it would be like Captain America and Black Widow.
Yeah,
like on the shit, like on like the Shield helicarrier.
Yeah,
like while you're eating or something. And
you'll be eating or walking around to your next attraction or saying hello to Spider-Man, and then you look at the Avengers like base camp, and then there's this battle. Black Panther is climbing up walls and attacking like Hydra agents or something.
The stunt guys or whatever. I feel like that job would be fun.
And I think it'd be a lot of fun.
But like there's other jobs at Disneyland that I'm sure would not be very fun.
Yeah,
as is the case with everywhere. But
yeah. I wouldn't be a huge fan of like being in a suit and having to like mingle with kids.
Like
I just feel like they're gonna step on my tail or something. Like I'm gonna get pissed off.
And like, okay, that's the other thing. Like based on what costume you're wearing, like if you're Mickey Mouse, dude, in that like mascot outfit, that would be so hot all day.
That would be hot.
Like, at least you wouldn't sweat in California, but in Florida,
oof.
I bet you still sweat in Cali because like,
I hope that they like built some kind of technology to make it much more breathable if you're working at the one in Florida. I'm sure they thought of that, right? Like,
I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they didn't.
Oh. I wouldn't be surprised if they did it. Just threw a mascot thing on. I was like, go ahead.
Exactly. Yeah. But that being said, like even the Captain America outfit and Black Widow outfit and Black Panther outfit with the mask would probably not be very comfortable at Disneyland.
Maybe that's why they don't have it in Disney World.
I doubt it because they still have a bunch of mascots everywhere.
That's a good point, I guess. I just feel like the Black Panther, because it's head to toe. You know what I mean? Like nothing is showing, and it's black in the sun.
But it would be so fun at the same time.
It's cool to be Black Panther, but like
actually, now that I think about it, I think there might be some fans in the really big mascot heads sometimes.
Fans?
I might be capping, but I feel like I've heard that there's like little mini fans sometimes.
Like literally just like blowing air inside.
Yeah, maybe. Like I think I've heard that. I might be tripping.
That would be a lot better.
But they definitely
see out of those things sometimes.
I think it's kind of like
because some of them look like you can't really tell where the eyes are.
It's the same as Spider-Man.
Yeah.
You know when you were a kid, or did you also think when I saw like Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, I was like, how does he see through the eyes?
Yeah.
They're like, that doesn't look like you can see through it.
Yeah.
But I remember liking how, I think I've mentioned this before, Andrew Garfield's were like the sunglasses.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was like,
that makes, out of that.
Right. I was like, that makes more sense. But
and they got rid of it.
Yeah. Now you got the sort of like
more classic
electric eyes or whatever.
Oh yeah, the little like camera lens eyes that have expression and everything.
Those are cool.
I think it's a very creative way to add expression to a mask that's completely expressionless.
Deadpool, the movie, was like the first one to kind of do that. right?
Yeah, but they didn't do any BS with. His mask just moves.
That is awesome, and it really looks fantastic, and it holds up.
Yeah, I'm excited for that Deadpool 3 if they can ever shoot it.
Is it not? Are they like on hiatus or something?
Yeah, so the actors have just joined the writer's strike. So that means Deadpool 3, which they were shooting right now, shut down production.
Yeah, so if you don't know, there's a writer's strike and now actors strike going on in Hollywood. So
SAG literally, like, I think it was like last week. Screen Actors Guild.
I think that's right.
I think that's what it's called. It's like the Screen Actors Guild of America, SAG.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Anyway, that's like the actors union, and they're on strike, and so is the writers union. And so Hollywood's just kind of at like a standstill.
Yeah, because I think
it's the Wild West right now.
What was going on before was that with the writers going on strike, there was still all this back catalog of written material that the studios could still take, shoot something with, and then have some like content in the meantime.
Mm-hmm.
But when the actors decide that they're going on strike, that means you can't shoot anything for the day.
Yeah.
So nothing's being shot, nothing's being written. It's just Hollywood is shut down. I don't know how to explain it.
It's wild. It's interesting.
It's so insane. So for the next, I mean, hopefully this ends like tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like they can come to some kind of negotiation. But if this goes on for a really long time, you're not going to see any content from America, at least, right? So Hollywood movies, and you're going to see a lot of like reality TV and like foreign film.
I assume that includes American TV shows that are shooting out of country.
Ooh, yes.
Because it's Hollywood.
If those actors are in the union for America, like the American union, yeah, they're not gonna.
Does that mean that like if you're in the middle of like a Netflix TV series, you got to come home?
If you're shooting it, yeah.
So everybody just like flying home.
Everybody, all actors, they cannot shoot anything on the day. They cannot do any promotional type of events, like going on a talk show or whatever. They can't. They can't go to conventions. They just stop working.
I'm intrigued to see what this kind of looks like.
This is gonna be a really weird period for entertainment.
Yeah,
because like I gotta understand, like they're not shooting anything from now to the end of this strike period. So you're not gonna see movies from Hollywood for quite some time.
That's so wild. It kind of reminds me of how like during COVID there was like I feel like there was like it was almost like there was a slowdown in movies, but because there was still a bunch that were made before COVID, like those released
kind of trickled out,
right? Yeah. But now we're getting like hella movies all of a sudden, right? Because it's like finally when people were able to gather themselves, like
COVID is starting to slow down,
right? Then we get like like Spider-Verse, The Flash, Barbie, there was Oppenheimer. Like there's all these movies that I've had like a bunch of people talking about seeing, and I'm like, this is the first time in like 2 or 3 years that I remember like everybody's got some movie they want to see.
The excitement for movies is up, or at least it was.
That was and now we got the strike though, so now it's probably going to die back down again.
Yeah.
Or it's going to be in popular demand because it's going back down.
Exactly. Or maybe, I don't know what these strikes mean for theaters, but maybe it means we're going to see much more foreign films in America because they can still shoot.
That would be cool if like a bunch of foreign films just like went into theaters and then we just like for like the next like year and a half we just like
watch foreign movies.
I think that would be kind of
Hollywood
cool.
Films.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool because then it would be like more exposure and then theaters would rely on foreign films and it'd be like a sort of international market of film that for some reason America doesn't really usually.
Yeah, America is usually the one pumping the content to the rest of the world. Yeah. This is actually a period where the world can now pump their content into us.
Yeah, unless the strike ends like tomorrow. So we'll see.
We'll see. I'm crossing fingers that negotiations can open up. The studios will let go of some of these millions that they want to have, and everything can go back somewhat to the way that it was before. But it's looking bad outside, man. Like if you got the actors going on strike and the studios are still like,
have you seen people like protesting and shit?
Yeah, Mark Ruffalo's out there, dude.
Wait, have you seen people though, like in LA? Like
yeah. So when I was in LA, I came up to Burbank, and right outside the Paramount studio, there are people in there with their picket signs walking back and forth.
Oh my goodness.
spouting these things. I think I haven't been outside of Disney, but a lot of these other studios, they have people walking back and forth.
Yeah.
So Loki,
That's wild.
This is gonna be a scummy idea that I have. I was Loki thinking like, this is a good place to network. Just like
gotta hustle.
Hey, hey, man, so what are y'all here for? Like, what project were y'all working on? You know what I mean? Like, I thought about that. And Loki, because although I'm not in any of these unions, I do completely agree with what they're fighting for. So
actors gotta get paid some more money. I guess all the money is going to the big stars and not to every other actor, right?
Not even to the big stars, because remember with the Black Widow thing, they were trying to screw Scarlett Johansson out of getting that extra paycheck. So
wow.
It's given the major stars are getting a
select
lot of money.
Few that are getting like hella bank.
Yeah.
And then like everybody else getting like Jack and his brother.
Exactly.
Shit.
And then whatever hella bank you think the top actor is getting, quadruple that for whatever big billionaire is behind the company is getting the real pocket.
Right.
Because I think the major issue I see with the strike and what they're fighting for is that you do not get residual income from streaming TV shows and movies.
That's ridiculous. Because like if you were in a TV show for like 10 years or something,
right,
and then like they put your TV show on like HBO Max,
right,
like if I acted in that TV show, like why am I not seeing money from people watching my?
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
And but when we had cable and network television, there were
residuals for reruns.
Exactly. Right. There was already litigation about, hey, if it's on TV, I should get a cut.
Right.
But now that we're in the streaming world, right, there's no laws or.
This reminds me of the monopoly conversation we had.
We did have a monopoly conversation.
Which like streaming services kind of start to feel like monopolies because they're like,
you're just cheating. This again, those my whole issue about like keeping these three groups separate of like who's making the content, who's distributing, yada, yada.
Yeah.
Because you're having issues like this where the big company will show your show like it's on network television, but with no ads based on subscription, right?
Yes.
But the people who wrote it, directed, acted in it, they don't get a single lick of that subscription money.
Wow.
So I think the issue with the reason why studios are fighting back against giving these residuals is because when it comes to subscriptions, there's a plateau of how many people you can have on your that can be subscribed to your streaming service, right?
There's an amount?
Yeah, I'll think about it. Like, let's say 10 people have internet and want to get a new streaming service, right?
Okay.
Now, once those 10 people all have 10 different accounts,
you
can't get more accounts. Everyone already has an account on your streaming service or your platform.
I don't understand. You're saying that there's a limit to the number of people that can subscribe to HBO, or to one account there's an amount of people that can be on one account?
I'm saying that for these different companies, they want to continue to get more and more money per year, but the amount of subscribers you can have plateaus after a certain point, whereas you can't gain any more subscribers.
Why not?
I think something about the market. There's only a certain amount of people that can get a subscription.
Really?
And that maxes out, I guess, pretty quickly. Once you have.
But it's not like Netflix is like, sorry, we're full. You can't subscribe.
It's not that Netflix can't gain more subscribers. They want more subscribers. There just isn't any more people that can subscribe.
You mean there's not enough demand?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
There's not enough people on Earth with internet and a TV that want to subscribe to Netflix.
Right. And I'm sure there's some here and there. You're just saying, as far as growth goes, they're used to seeing like hella growth and then suddenly just like,
it stagnates.
Right.
And the thing with the Wall Street people, which are the business people, right? They don't like this they need to keep the money growing per year. That's just how Wall Street works.
They want it to keep going up.
Keep going up.
Right.
So, but if you take something that's already stagnant and then cut some of that money as residuals for all the artists that work on your platform, that's less money per year.
For you.
For the studios.
Because you're gonna, So I wonder if Gal Gadot got money like for Wonder Woman 2. Because like it was put on HBO.
That's a good question.
The story behind Wonder Woman 2.
Fantastic question.
Was like, it was gonna be in theaters, but then because of COVID, it was like the first like movie where they spent a full theater budget, basically, right? Because it was supposed to be, and then they just dropped it on streaming and decided not to put it in theaters.
Yeah.
And so I wonder if Gal Gadot, like if her, like how much pay she got. I assume the contracts were already set in place so that she got her full amount. But does the amount that the theater makes, like, because say Avengers Endgame made how much,
$1 bill, $2 bill.
So does Robert Downey Jr. get more money based on how well the movie does?
There's different contracts. The way that I've heard it, obviously you get your initial cut for just working on the movie.
Right. Which for him is probably like ridiculous.
No, he's asking for a lot of money.
Yeah.
And then some actors, they can wager like, all right, look, I'm such a good actor that if you put me in your movie, you're going to make more money regardless.
Yeah.
So if you get this much money in ticket sales, you need to pay me more because I'm the reason you got that extra money.
Okay. So it does sometimes. So it could have fucked up with some contracts in Wonder Woman 2.
Yes.
I don't know if it did.
I don't know. I'm not in the business of Wonder Woman, but I know Robert Downey Jr. for the last, I think all the Avengers movies, he said, because I'm in it, it's going to be worth more. And then all the Avengers movies always made almost like a
He probably says something like, if you make a bill, you owe me a bill. Nah.
No, but Robert Downey Jr. has always gotten a second cut from his movies since Avengers 1.
Okay, wow. Yeah.
I think he had the same type of status thing for even Civil War. So.
Yeah. So I'd be curious to know about that Wonder Woman thing.
And also just reruns. If it ends up on TV for some reason or it's being played at this particular theater or something, there are residual income that can be made for actors.
And that's messed up if they're not getting it on streaming. That's messed up.
Especially since most of us have gone to streaming. I don't have cable anymore.
Right.
None of that residual
money. It makes
me
not want to watch streaming as much if I'm not supporting everybody that's worked on it.
Yeah.
That's
why it's so ridiculous, because I think some creators will be like, watch my show on Netflix and show that the numbers are high.
Bro, if I was an editor for one episode of a TV series, I want residuals if my shit's gonna be on streaming,
Yeah.
I don't know how difficult that would be to arrange, but that's the only thing that makes sense, right?
Yeah. No, I think it's fair.
Then again, sometimes you're paid for one episode. So they're like, we're going to pay you this amount and you don't get residuals. It depends on the contract, right?
It depends on the contract.
It's probably better as a whole if everybody keeps getting paid for the thing they worked on. But is there a line to be drawn?
That's the thing, because with this business and the strikes are such a clear example of that if you're an artist, you're going to have periods where you're working all the time and periods where you're not working at all.
Yeah.
And the residuals would really help those periods where you're not working at all.
True.
Right? So it's necessary in order to have a functioning business model as a creative.
The entire infrastructure would have to change, because you'd have to keep track of everybody that's ever worked on your TV shows, bank accounts or I guess not their bank accounts, but you'd have to keep their names and be able to write them checks on a regular basis. Them
checks.
So you'd have
and there's already a system for residuals. It just hasn't been put into place for streaming.
So I wonder how long that would take them to get that set up.
And also, how do you even track it? Because when you gain a subscriber, I mean, they have the statistics on who watches what.
Yeah.
But how do you do the numbers of all right, this amount of their subscription will go to this
or
person. Or this
do they have it this episode is watched more than that episode?
That's another question. If one episode is watched more, does that mean the people that worked in this episode get a higher cut than?
Right. If I'm a TV show director,
yeah,
and I directed the first 2 episodes of a bunch of series,
yeah,
those episodes probably get watched way more because people will try out the show, right? Yeah. Do I get paid more then?
I say yes.
I mean, it makes sense if it's based on views, right? Your episodes are bringing in more money and you get a cut of that money, right?
Yeah.
That being said, how do you even measure that? Do they have the stats?
They don't share it, but they definitely have the stats for what account is watching what show at
episode
what time.
Though.
Definitely by episode.
You think so?
Yeah, I mean,
it probably wouldn't be too hard to get the info. I mean, they have all the software.
They have all the analytics behind the scenes, so it's not impossible for them to just reach for it and just grab it. I don't know why they wouldn't look at the.
That would be nice as an artist. That would be hella nice.
Yeah. I mean, the these streaming services know which shows are being watched
and now they got the money for it because there's so much money in streaming. But isn't Netflix in like hella debt or something?
Netflix has they have a different situation where I think early on they were overspending.
Yeah, and
the amount of subscribers and money that they get doesn't actually match the amount that they were paying just to create all these productions,
right?
Start up their company, stuff like that.
Because now they're a distributor and a I guess they're always a distributor, but they're a distributor and
now they also a producer. Yeah. And I just checked actually because I keep complaining about this, and I probably said it on a different podcast episode, but they just recently relooked at the law and got rid of it.
Got rid of what?
The Paramount decision where you have to separate producing and exhibition.
Oh, because we were talking about that on one episode.
They got rid of it.
The monopoly law. Or whatever.
Yeah. So now they could own a theater if they wanted to.
So now, what the?
That's what I'm saying.
Wait. So you're saying that Disney could open a theater now?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. They got rid of it. It's done. Kaput.
They probably will then. Are you sure?
I thought it was crazy. Where
did you read this?
I looked it up. I was like, yo, because I got so mad about it one night. I was like, yo, how is everyone ignoring the Paramount decision? Like, is no one going to sue about this?
Right, because, let's give the quick rundown. So, like,
long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, all the different studios owned their own separate theaters and would show their own movies. But there was a monopoly about that because
you'd sell it in bulk, right?
You would sell your movies from the studios would give their movies in bulk to all of their different theaters. So they were showing terrible movies and an occasional banger.
You have to take, if you want Avengers Endgame, you have to take all these other 4 movies that are dog shit, and you have to pay us for all of them, and you have to show them in all your theaters.
Yeah,
because we're the ones that
because they were the ones that owned them, right? It's like, this is a Disney theater. You only take all of our horrible
good
Disney
and
movies.
Bad movies.
Yeah,
right.
So the Paramount decision was like, all right, this doesn't make any sense. Only the good movies or the popular movies should be shown at these theaters if that's what they want to do to make money.
Yeah, you should have to make good movies. Like, it shouldn't be like. Yeah, they just thought it was ridiculous. The people making the movies were also the ones showing the movie.
Because then there's no incentive to make a good movie. You can just have any movie, and your theater would have to show it anyway.
You'd still think there would be more audience members, though, if you just made a good movie, which is why it's kind of ridiculous from the get-go.
Well, also you got to remember, theaters are locked by location.
Yeah.
So if you were only near the Disney theater, that was the only movies you could see.
Right.
You're not going to go so far for a Fox theater.
Right, and they wouldn't allow... Yeah, like Fox movies even in there. Yeah. So,
it just didn't make any sense. So then they made this decision like, all right, if you're a studio, you cannot own a theater. And if you're a theater, you cannot be part of a studio.
So then we get businesses like Regal and AMC where they show the movies they distribute and the big companies produce.
Exactly.
So when Netflix...
So Netflix comes in, and Netflix it comes in as a distributor where, all right, we're going to show all of our movies online, right? And that's fine. It's like an online theater.
They were just sharing movies from other companies.
Exactly. And if it's popular, they'll try to keep it on the platform longer. If it wasn't popular, they would try to get rid. Same thing as a theater.
Yeah.
Same exact thing.
Home theater.
That's
what Netflix originally was.
A home theater.
You could even order the. You probably still can.
I remember the
DVDs.
Yeah, or the DVDs.
Yeah.
Tell me about it. Yeah. But unfortunately, Netflix had this idea of, because at the time, they could only get content if they had an agreed license with these different studios. But if Disney said, all right, we don't want you to have Lion King for this year, like we're ending our license for you to show the movie, they wouldn't have Lion King. And so Netflix was thinking, okay, why be at the mercy of these different studios giving us their content when we can just make our own content?
Yeah.
And that's when everything changed.
And that hypothetically, or I guess not even hypothetically, I mean, it kind of breaks the Paramount decision.
Yeah, because now you have a distributor
that's
also making
producing
the movies and the TV shows.
But it's not in a theater. So it probably technically is a loophole because it's being shown at home. But still, distributors are producers at the same time, which is what that law was for, right?
Yeah.
But then Disney, HBO, all of them are like, well, we're producers, and if Netflix can do it, can create shows and stuff like that, we can do it. And then you get all the streaming services, but now again, just like we did back in the day, we got distributors that are also producing.
Yeah.
And so now you get some stuff that's on streaming and they don't even bother putting it in theaters.
No. Don't bother putting it on theaters. They don't bother putting it on Netflix.
Not to mention, COVID made streaming extremely popular, so people don't even feel the need to go to theaters.
COVID was like the perfect problem for studios. Perfect. It's like, problem. Oh no, see, we have to put it on streaming.
Exactly, and it worked out for a lot of those studios. But now now they're all raising the prices together, so it feels like we just have it's ridiculous.
It's not very consumer friendly. Yeah. I think it is cheating because there's some horrible shows and movies on these different platforms, but
it's like the shitty movies that go along. Like we're gonna put Avengers on here, but we're also gonna put the other ones in there.
Exactly.
It's like, why even waste the space?
I want one streaming platform, just one thing to pay for, where you get your Avengers Endgame, you get your Oppenheimer movie. It's all in the same place, one package. But no, I have to go through 7 different. If you add all the streaming services, like the payments together, it's probably worth a cable, like the box.
Oh yeah. That's the thing. Cable is always kind of a ripoff. So I don't actually mind having the streaming services. Yeah. And here's the thing, I'm not actually complaining that they're too crowded because it's all virtual. So I don't care if
more content the better.
But that's my question. It's interesting because when you'd go to one of those theaters, I guess I can't remember. I would need to reread it to know exactly how it went. Yeah. But I guess if you couldn't see Avengers because it was full, then that's why you'd go see one of the B-side movies. Right?
Yeah.
So but you can't go and see, the Warner Bros. Hit at the Disney theaters. So that's the messed up part, right?
Yeah.
But you can't go see the Warner Bros. Hit on Disney Plus.
You got to go to a different platform.
Exactly.
Which it's more accessible than the theater problem.
It's just a virtual version, though.
Yeah.
Of Paramount Decision.
Yeah.
What you're saying they overturned?
Yeah. They apparently, someone did look into this issue. And so a judge or a series of judges looked at it and they're like, you know what? We don't really need this anymore. I'm guessing it's just lobbying from the studios to just let it slide. But the rule is completely overturned now. So it doesn't matter.
I feel like
it doesn't matter.
I feel like we might need a virtual version of it or something.
I wish we did. I would love if Netflix went back to just being like AMC.
But isn't it too late for that? Because they made a bunch of stuff. You can't just
you can't go
what if
backwards.
Regal and AMC made streaming services?
See, that would be perfect. And then get rid of all these other ones. All of them. I'd be so fine with that. But unfortunately, with the overturning of that rule, there's nothing to back up why they should do that in the first place.
Because then we could have standard prices for it would be Regal and AMC competing as opposed to Netflix, Disney, HBO, all just raising their prices.
Yeah. And then they would also have a different combination of all the different content coming from Disney, HBO, whatever.
Yeah.
So you can just kind of pick which group of content you want to lean towards.
Yeah. I think that might be better.
I think it's better. I think
it's hard to say,
it's
though.
Better than 8 different streaming services. I
just
want 2 to 3.
Yes. Yeah.
Right now there's 8.
But now Netflix wouldn't even be able to be one of them probably unless they got rid of all their stuff.
High key, Netflix is one of my oldest company beefs, so I'm so fine if they disappear off the face of the planet. I'm okay with that.
These new questions in the virtual age of streaming are interesting. They are very interesting.
It is weird, and that's what all these strikes are about. It's such a new world. We just got it, and I feel like we just got it rapidly too. It was an idea that became the standard in a matter of 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
So we're working out those kinks right now.
Yeah. It's an interesting time in film history.
It is interesting. So interesting that nobody is working right now because we don't know.
This is an interesting day to do a podcast because it's there's a strike that just began and
apparently the cast of Oppenheimer walked out of their own
premiere. Wow.
Because they're all SAG actors. Yeah. And they're not supposed to do any promotional work. So
wait. You're telling me it happened in the middle of the premiere and they literally just got
apparently the movie's about to start and then they're this is just what I heard, the email? Allegedly. Got the email.
This sounds like folklore to me. This sounds like folklore.
This this is what I heard.
It's like that. Hey, it's a cool. It might be real. I don't know.
I'm not sure like what exactly happened, but they definitely walked out of the theater.
Like the visual of them all getting the email at the same time. And then, like, slowly
I'll see y'all later.
What's everybody going? Yeah, I'm going home, bro.
But that's how nasty it is, bro.
Yeah,
like it's rough outside. We need to come up with some kind of negotiation or agreement with these studios. I just hope everything works out, because from here till whenever this ends, no more new movies.
Well, it's interesting to enjoy at least this time while we do have multiple movies in theaters that are considered bangers. And
right now,
we got people most people I've talked to recently got one or another movie they want to see. That much is true. I've seen Spider-Verse and The Flash.
Yeah. Oh.
I have not seen Barbie and Oppenheimer.
I don't think they're out yet.
I'm not sure, but I want to see.
Come out the 21st.
I've heard about Oppenheimer, but I know nothing about it. But I'm down because people seem interested in it. So it's like, all right.
I love the memes. I don't know if it's the studios that are funding the memes.
Wait, isn't it like the same guy who did like Peaky Blinders or something like that?
Cillian Murphy, or is it Cillian Murphy? I think it's Cillian Murphy. He was the same guy that did Peaky Blinders. He's Scarecrow in the Dark Knight trilogy.
Oh, that guy. Oh, okay.
He's also
I haven't seen Peaky
Inception.
Blinders. I just heard it was the guy from Peaky Blinders.
It is the guy from Peaky Blinders.
I should watch it, though. I've heard very good things.
He's a great actor. I'm sure Oppenheimer is going to be fantastic. Apparently, it's 100% real. No CG.
Oh.
Which is kind of alarming because it's about an atomic bomb.
Oh, really? Oh. That is a little alarming.
It's about the guy that created the atomic bomb.
Oh, maybe I did see a trailer a while ago. I wonder. They probably used like miniatures.
I'm guessing they used like something similar to it makes the mushroom cloud, but it's not at the size or scale.
That actually makes me want to see it more that they use no CGI. Because it's exciting. It's like real life stunts. It's kind of like Mission Impossible. Even though I haven't seen I'm not pressed on seeing the new one. It's always cool seeing like Tom Cruise's stunts that are like.
I do like to see, because when it's real, you just feel more of like, oh dang, like
I wish
they worked to get that shot.
I wish they'd do a superhero movie like that.
That was 100% real.
I mean, like the Dark Knight is mostly real, right? Except for like the
Two-Face's face.
I mean, that was kind of before the age of also. That was what, 2008.
Yeah,
it was before CGI was insane. Like, Two-Face's face was CGI.
Yeah,
but it looks so.
It's like 90%
good.
real. It's 90%.
It looks
real.
So good. And then
CGI back then used to be fantastic.
And then I go see The Flash, and his mask isn't real, right? What's up with that?
I don't even know if he's real,
dude. Okay,
I don't even know.
We're not gonna spoil. We decided we're not gonna spoil The Flash.
We're only gonna talk about what's in a trailer. Like,
okay.
No spoilers past that.
Why? Like what? Like I just wish. Okay, I wish they used the suit that they already had.
I wish. Yeah.
For those of you that don't know,
the suit's in the trailer. You see.
Yeah, you see the suit. We can talk about the CGI. We can talk about CGI.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like the suit is basically like a body tight, formed suit with like muscles on it, and I hate when a suit is like actually like looks like a human
CGI
figure
or whatever. It's okay. They made
that human figure look. It's bad, and then the way that he looks when he's doing the CG running, even worse, bro.
Let's talk about this for a second.
I don't think it's real.
No. He definitely has super speed in real life.
I meant the costume. The costume
it's like not even real when he like flies in the moon and shit like that.
Doesn't really be doing that, bro. He really, I don't know.
Okay. For those of you who don't know, like the Flash has been like my favorite superhero since I was like a little kid. Okay, like a Justice League cartoon, like that was my shit back in the day. Yeah. And so I never thought I'd see a live action Flash movie. So Sean and I used to speculate what movies we wanted to see, and I feel like we
used to nerd out,
and I really felt like we never thought they were possible when we were like in like third grade.
There's something we talked about. Yeah, it was a pipe dream. Like the idea of doing like Marvel's Civil War was a pipe dream.
Right.
It's like it couldn't happen.
So many of the heroes that they've made like movies of, pipe dreams. In fact, like who could have ever thought that we would see an Ant-Man movie before a Flash movie?
See, that's an even bigger pipe dream.
Exactly.
Doesn't make any sense.
Right. Anyway, like this Flash movie though, like, has been plagued with not only production difficulties but also
just the star,
anything.
Just the
so
star
like
himself.
First of all, right, we got the DC universe, which most people don't know much about, because like it would, you know,
how do you even know anything about it? It's such a mess.
It's a mess, right? Like, there are a few bangers. Like, we got Wonder Woman 1. We got
I put Man of Steel as a banger.
Now, you know, on first watch I hated it. Like, when I saw it,
we saw the
midnight premiere. I fell asleep, bro.
That was crazy.
You remember that?
I do remember. You were like this.
I passed out. And that was like in middle school. That was like what, like 2000?
We were 13
or 13. Yeah. Anyway, on rewatch, I'd like watch it for a class one time and analyze it. There was actually a lot that I liked about it, and now comparatively, it is like one of the much better DC movies.
It's funny because like at the time we thought, oh, this is gonna be kind of like the weaker ones of the ones to come, because there's like a lot of issues here and they'll fix it. But if me then knew what was gonna happen now, it's like, nah, man, we peaked right here
in the first movie,
in the very first film. It doesn't get better.
And then another one I liked though a lot was Aquaman. I know some people didn't. I thought it was really good, and like I've talked to other people that thought so too. Like I've heard that some people thought it was corny, but
yeah, I get the corn factor.
To me, I thought it was really well done. I thought the effects looked good, and I thought
that's were actually pretty decent.
I love that scene where they're, and this is not a spoiler because I'm not saying, there's a bunch of characters running on the rooftops.
Yes, that was actually well executed.
Yeah.
There's good sequences, actually.
There's good sequences, like there's good characters. Like I actually like that one a lot. That's like, but anyway, the Justice League movie was like disappointing. Like it didn't feel anything like the Justice League that I knew growing up, you know?
Yeah.
But like, then we have Ezra Miller as the Flash.
What a nightmare.
You know, I feel like Barry Allen, like the Flash, gives like dad energy, right? Like fatherly, like bad joke.
You mean the character?
Forensic scientist energy, right?
Yeah.
But then like, because that's his job. But then for some reason they had in like the Justice League, they had him more of like a nerd, like not nerd, but like a
socially awkward
cyberpunk kid.
Yeah.
Right. And that was my first issue with the Flash, and the way they went, the route they went, like didn't really make sense for the character anyway. But in the ensemble movie of Justice League, whatever,
he stands out.
I really like the Snyder cut, which was like the 4-hour one,
4-hour epic
on HBO Max. But I liked like the scenes and the CGI, and most importantly, let me skip to the point, the Flash suit looked good, right? So why then in the Flash movie, instead of just using the suit that was real and like looked good enough, I wanted the new suit, but I didn't want a fake new suit like Green Lantern, which some of you might have seen Ryan Reynolds in like 2011.
Yeah.
Where it's like a completely CGI suit, and it's infamous for being a trash movie and a trash suit because it's not real, right?
Yeah.
But this suit looked even worse than that suit.
Yeah. And it's looking like money-wise, Green Lantern might actually make more money at the box office than The Flash. Yeah. Yeah, and that movie came out, you know, that's not even including inflation.
We're not mentioning Ezra Miller's kidnapping spree before the movie came out, which is another thing, which is why people probably didn't want to go see the movie. Thing,
because I was talking just really briefly on that topic. I was talking about it with a friend of mine that with the whole situation with Jonathan Majors, right? This one instance happened. Twitter completely like just destroyed his career. Like, this guy is done. And then I think the court system kind of played out, and he's kind of being acquitted from all of that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, apparently she was actually the one abusing him. You know, it was just I don't want to say a misunderstanding. There was a lot going on here, but he didn't do the actions that people thought that he did.
I haven't heard anything about this.
Yeah, because no one talks about when someone is cleared of their name.
That's not true. The whole Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial was like completely advertised. So like the whole, but that's because they were like two like huge actors in the battle together.
Yeah.
Is his wife like famous or no?
No, the woman that accused him of such things isn't in that celebrity actor world.
Okay, I feel like the reason the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial was so big is because they were both like famous actors.
And you gotta keep in mind that before that trial even happened, people were dogging Johnny Depp.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So anyway, Majors was acquitted from that recently, but when you compare his situation to Ezra has done way worse things, and for some reason is at the Flash premiere.
Assaulted people in Hawaii,
kidnapped
or
people,
broke into their home and like stole their passports.
Exactly, choked out a fan. Like he's done way worse things than Jonathan Majors. That's in my opinion.
Anyway, a lot of people didn't want to go to the movie for that reason,
and I could totally understand. This guy's a criminal,
right?
He's a menace.
The thing is like that. Yeah, that's definitely one of the reasons. And I don't know what the Flash movie, like I'm curious about the production of the Flash movie from that standpoint, because I think production was completed before most of that stuff happened.
Yeah.
But that being said, like the movie has been in production for like years because directors have like constantly changed and swapped because a lot of times there were production difficulties or groups of people not getting along. Who wasn't getting along with who, I don't know. But it was finally made. And of course, I'm going to go see a Flash movie when it comes out in theaters. I'm going to get a Flash movie. I actually did enjoy it, is what I will say. Like, I enjoyed my time. Like, I went with my brother, Jay, and like, we both enjoyed it, I think. But there are some things that, like you said, it's like almost like some things are so awful that it makes it extremely enjoyable.
That's exactly what I said.
But a lot of it is actually decent. Like a lot of scenes are.
I don't know if
decent.
I can say a lot.
Yeah, maybe a lot is the wrong term. There are scenes here and there that are decent.
I'll agree.
Whether it be because they're funny or not. Like that intro scene, that was hilarious. And I think it was supposed to be like satirical, right? Like it was supposed to be ridiculous, right?
I get, that's the
I
thing.
think so.
That's the thing. I get confused sometimes because part of this movie is intentionally just ridiculous.
What I'll give them is they did a better job of like making Barry Allen like Barry Allen. So like he was a forensic scientist this time.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't in the past.
No, you can tell whoever wrote it did read a comic or two.
They made it more like accurate, which I did appreciate. Now,
and I feel like there's also I appreciate the fact that when you watch the movie, I think the movie is very aware of what this style of Barry Allen is.
Yes.
And it doesn't shy away from that. It's like, like this Flash is the way that he is, you know, and they promote it. It's really interesting, actually.
In the trailer, they show that there are multiple
Flashes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like different, like they're the same face.
Yeah.
Same. They're both Ezra Miller.
Yeah.
But there's multiple of them.
Yeah.
So that's what I can work with. I did not think that was necessary. Like, why? Why is Ezra Miller like the co-lead of the movie?
That's what I'm saying. Not just one menace, but two. Two of the same one.
Like, why?
And it doesn't.
That being said, I liked the dynamic between them. But like, why?
And it did allow for some introspection.
The dynamic was
on
good.
The character.
It was
it was interesting.
It was good, but it was like weird. It's like why can't you just have like another actor to play off of?
Because that's the thing, and this is not a spoiler. There's two Flashes, but it's very clear that one of them, if they're in a scene together or a shot together, one of them is really Ezra, and the other one is a CGI Ezra.
I saw that a few times, and it wasn't clear in every shot, but it was like some shots.
It was about half of the shots that they were in, and I was confused because Logan did a very similar. It was 2017. Oh, okay.
Logan, so good. That's the Wolverine movie.
That's the Wolverine movie. There are some other movies out there that have had a similar situation where there's two of the same character, and it'll look flawless. There's ways to cheat it.
Yes.
This movie did not do any of the.
In some shots it looked totally fine, and then in other shots I did notice I was like,
confused.
There's a weird shadow over one of them faces.
One of their faces looks just like a computer made this up,
right? Not to mention there was a few shots where it all looked computer generated faces constantly, and it was like, what is this? Like, why is it like this bad? It was nasty. The number one thing is like in a superhero movie, like if I'm watching the main superhero, like the suit has to like look good. and like the mask was like not real or something. The mask for the Flash was like CGI or something.
I mean, if you really want to get into it, there's a lot in that movie that just isn't. And here's the thing, like, I think there's a way to be stylistic about your CG that can still look like it's coming from a real place. A lot of this movie just doesn't look real,
and not in a way that's tolerable. Was like moving around the nose and like all that stuff.
No, like his mask isn't real. Some special effects when he does some timey-wimey things does not look good.
Yeah.
His other half, only half of the shots he looks decent in.
I want to see like
this is a terrible looking CGI movie.
I need to look at behind the scenes and see if there actually was a real suit. Because I'm like,
I question that.
It's like,
I think, is it a real suit?
I think sometimes like the bottom of it, like not counting the mask, was real, but like still that most of the time looked fake.
Yeah,
because it had like the abs, like the fake abs.
Yeah,
like, and all that.
That's
stuff.
Like I don't like suits that have like
fake abs.
Yeah. Fake. It's close to nipples. It's pretty close to just having
the best suit
nipples.
in recent time is still the Batman, right?
In recent time,
yeah,
completely.
The Batman. Like, and it's like, why can't we just look at that and then like try and take some notes?
I don't know. And I think with the Batman, it works for that character. Obviously, you can't just take that and rip it and just do it for the Flash.
I'm just saying, why do we need the fake abs still? Like, why are we still trying to go for?
Yeah, we're like far past fake. I feel like the last 10 years of superheroes did not have fake abs.
And why, except for Green Lantern? And why
are the last 10 years?
2011. I guess not.
See what I mean? We haven't done that in the last.
We could spoil Green Lantern.
We can.
What's up, Dad?
What's up, Papa?
Good. We're just in the middle of a Starbound episode,
which we're gonna have to actually wrap up pretty soon.
Oh yeah.
I gotta grab the kid. I have a younger brother.
Sean just had a child.
It's a younger brother.
Who's the mother?
I have a kid. I can't spoil that because I feel like someone's gonna give me a very angry text or something if I say a particular name or whatever.
But
yeah, it's just this movie. I feel.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say this movie. I see a lot of people online saying like, "Oh well, it's the Flash. Like 90% of the movie is gonna have to be CG," so they kind of excuse it for that. But we've had CGI fest movies. Avengers Endgame is a CGI fest movie, and it's not this terrible.
Oh no,
it is not this terrible.
When I say terrible, though, like we're talking about the effects because there was a lot in the movie that I did enjoy. But we have a real suit from the Justice League movies. Just use that. I'd rather have that than this fake ass suit, right?
Yeah.
B, like the opposing forces in this movie. What the fuck?
Opposing force? Oh, the antagonists.
The antagonists? Huh? That's all I'll say. Like, I'll let you watch it. But like, what?
Watch it when you watch it. But when you like the logic behind one of the antagonists is like, that's what I'm saying. Like, for a movie that's been worked on for the past 10 to 15 years, it's not written very well. I feel like parts of it are strong. Like, there are scenes that are definitely strong.
There are scenes that are enjoyable, but like if you're like analyzing it as like a story, it's like. It's not.
The pacing is weird because the writing is weird, and I feel like there's ideas that are cool, but none of the ideas are executed to perfection.
That being said, I did have enough fun, and there were moments that were very funny, and I would watch it again. Like that's the thing that I was flabbergasted.
Just said the same thing actually.
Yeah, I was flabbergasted because I'm like. This like so much when I look at it from like such an objective point, it's like so much of it is not good, but I did have a good time, like a pretty good time, and I wasn't even complaining while I was watching it because there is a lot of good scenes, a lot of good comedy, which I was surprised because like a lot of time,
especially with that awkwardness of the Flash, I feel like that's just not funny to me. I just want to look away whenever he does that awkward.
Some of that was still annoying.
Yeah,
but like. Overall, a lot of the comedy like surprised me at how funny it was.
Yeah,
and there are so many scenes that were really cool, and so I'm not mad at it.
That's why I had to tell you on the last episode. It's like it's so bad that's actually quite entertaining.
Yeah,
And my friend Justice, he watched it for a second time, and he said it's not worth it the second time because now that you know what it is, it's just not nearly.
I'd only watch it on like
entertaining
a streaming service.
That's definitely worth streaming. That's definitely. I wouldn't want to give it. shout out to whoever worked on the movie because I'm sure they did put their best foot forward. But there is something disconnecting between the work that was put into the movie for the last decade and what we got.
Yeah,
it's just.
So it's like a multi-year mess of a movie with changing directors and
switching directors,
a lead who
a menace of an actor,
multiple crimes.
How is he at the premiere with crimes on? Like, I don't get that.
Like awful crimes, like awful,
serious, heinous crimes.
Like should be in jail like 10 times over.
Like there are actors in jail for just like half of the crimes that he pulled. Get this guy's just walking around.
Playing a superhero.
Yeah. He's definitely not coming back, man. The way this movie, I won't spoil anything, but the way this movie ends, to me.
That was hilarious.
Perfect.
That was hilarious.
Just perfect. Just a perfect dot on the DCEU. You know what I mean? Just perfection, dude. Like, honestly, it might be one of my favorite endings in the last.
It was hilarious. It was hilarious.
All that being said, please watch The Flash.
Yes. I actually think it's worth the watch because it's like enjoyable still, and
I don't know if it's worth paying for it though.
It might not be worth, but I can't say that because I enjoyed it. You know,
I did have a fun time watching it with my friend, but
like it was fun to see in theaters.
But would I say that I think someone should support this movie financially? No. I don't.
Yeah.
So
because it was like plagued with like production errors.
Yeah. Like the moment it hits streaming, get a bunch of friends together and watch.
What
like,
I'll say as a Flash fan is please support it so we can have another Flash movie at some point in the future. I don't want it to get this one. I don't want it to be related to this one, but I need enough support for the Flash so that I can get a different.
I see your trouble.
You know what I'm saying?
I see your trouble.
You know what I'm saying? I need there to be some Flash love up in here.
I feel that
because I feel like the reason that it didn't do well is not because it's the Flash. It
has nothing to do with the Flash and everything to do with just surrounding the movie itself, man.
Yeah,
nastiness. Anyway,
you got any final thoughts you want to say?
Final thoughts on the Flash, at least.
Or I mean, you got to go soon, right?
I do have to go actually pretty soon.
So,
final things on the Flash. Just don't pay for it, but definitely watch it.
And thoughts on the strike?
Last thoughts on the strike. I hope it ends soon. It's kind of sad. It's rough because I have friends that have lost jobs because either they're working for a production house or a rental company, and because there's no movies being made, there's no one going to these rental companies or these production houses, so they're laying a lot of people off. So, and I have friends looking for jobs in Hollywood right now. There's no jobs right now. Everything is shut down. So, for those of you that might think, oh, why are these people, they're getting paid? Like, why are they going on strike? Please understand that only the top 1% of these creatives are the ones that you see as getting paid millions. And even then, when you compare that to the amount of millions that are being made behind the scenes by CEOs and corporations, it is infinitesimally small. Is that the word?
The money in the industry is top heavy. You know, that's why like actors get paid jack shit
at
the beginning levels.
Yeah.
And why people try to get you to work for free constantly.
Exactly. Like if you love and support the creatives that make the content that you watch, right? All they're fighting for right now is to be paid in the back end, right? Because when we just talked about on this very episode, when that movie or that show ends for the season or for the year or yada, 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 they are not getting paid when it goes to streaming. So please support the writers, support the actors. It's a really nasty looking strike outside. Hopefully the studios will come to the right senses. We can do some negotiations and we can continue Hollywood. But for right now, there's no new content.
To the studios, y'all got the money. We know it.
Y'all got the money, man. Come on, man.
We pay for the subscriptions.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. The issue is not that people are watching these shows. No, like I think any creative loves that you're watching whatever they're doing on the streaming platform. It's just that when you watch it, that money is not going to them. Not a lick of it. So yeah, support your creatives, man.
Yeah.
Support your creatives.
All right. Well, yeah, that was Starbound episode 40.
We'll try to do some more later. We're kind of on the wrap up right now.
Yeah. So we've
You want to get started or something? Or?
Well, it's been an extremely exciting journey these past 40 weeks. 40 weeks.
That's a lot of weeks. A lot of weeks.
But I think it's
the show's starting to change. I think a little bit. These 40 weeks have gone by. Some things are starting to change behind the scenes. So,
yes, we've had a lot. We've had an excellent time doing the podcast and doing all this stuff.
We've had a ridiculous amount of fun.
But it seems like for the long-term future, it might not be the move to have the podcast be an endless thing.
Yeah, this might be more of a moment in history and not like a forgoing forever piece of content into perpetuity.
Although it's epic every week, it's like it's also a lot to do every week.
Yeah,
and
I appreciate you guys for watching us struggle through trying to keep the podcast together.
Thank you very much.
There are many technical issues and whatever, and just trying to feed you the content that you need.
Right. So we're not quite done yet.
No, not done. We got a couple more episodes that we want to do. Try to get to that 52 mark.
We want to have at least a year of our lives documented in a podcast form.
Yeah.
But this might be the last one that we're able to get in person.
Yeah.
Maybe the last one in person for a while. Hopefully not, but it might be.
It might be. Me and Kevin's schedules have gotten pretty wild, to say the least.
We're barely in like the same place.
I was like, you seeing us together right now is also the first time I've seen him in a while.
Yes.
In person.
So we're glad, and we really had to shift mountains to get us both here today because like our schedules are just like
really tight.
Barely
really tight right now.
40, we got the in-person episode.
That's what I'm saying. Look, we try to feed you. You know what I mean? We try to feed them.
I mean, 40 is a lot of weeks.
I don't know anyone else personally that has ever done a podcast for that long.
Yeah.
So I'm glad we committed to this. I'm so happy because when you look back and then you just listen and then you start watching our journey, you can see our growth and change every episode.
Yes.
So I'm glad we could share that with everybody. Along with ourselves.
Hope you enjoyed the random new set today.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like it's literally like on the fly.
Yeah.
This is the first day I'm seeing you.
Yes.
After a while.
Right.
And
quick catch up,
getting right into things.
Yeah. But hopefully this was a nice 40th because we try to do something special for every like 10 episodes or whatever.
Yeah, we try to do something special. We try to honor it. Have a little celebration.
Exactly.
So,
yeah.
Anyway, again, I know we're talking like this is the last episode. This is not the last episode. We want to hit the 52 mark, so we'll definitely be seeing at least another 12 episodes from us after that. The math right? 12?
Something like that. Yeah.
I don't do math.
But it's still a special episode because it might be the last time we literally have a chance to do it in person.
Yeah.
So we wanted to make it nice and
So I hope you enjoy. Thank you for listening to us for all these weeks, year.
Let me open
That's
this.
crazy. Yeah. Can we see how much time we? Oh, okay, good. That's a good amount of time.
An hour. It's nice that we were able to, get over the 40-minute Zoom limit that we usually get.
Do a full episode for y'all. I know y'all been eager for that.
Yeah.
And
cheers to 40.
Yeah. Cheers to 40. I'll cheers to that. All right, my friend. On that note, I guess we'll wrap it up.
Yep.
Yeah. It's been your host, King Kudjo.
And Cough Drippy, as always. And till next time.
Till next time.
2 chains. Peace out.
On the game.
Here we go.